His charm is so contagious, vaccines have been created for it. Years ago, he built a city out of blocks. Every time he goes for a swim, dolphins appear. Alien abductors have asked him to probe them. If he were to give you directions, you'd never get lost. And you'd arrive at least 5 minutes early. His legend precedes him. He is the most interesting man in the world.
Sunsets and skies so blue, mountains whisper stories of dreams so true. From oceans roaring wild to valleys deep, a heartbeat of a nation that will not sleep. Save South Africa, rise above the storm. Hands together strong, a new world is born. Beauty in our hearts, let it light the way. Evil cannot reign when we seize the day. The people sing louder than shadows can scream. Together we're stronger than the wicked scheme. The soil holds our history, roots run so long. A melody of freedom, we're singing strong. They may curse the land with lies they weave, but we hold the truth in what we believe. Their crowns may crumble, their thrones may fall, for the power is the people's above it all. Save South Africa, rise above the storm. Hands together strong, a new world is born. Beauty in our hearts, let it light the way. Evil cannot reign when we seize the day. People sing louder than shadows can scream. Together we're stronger than the wicked scheme. The people sing louder than shadows can scream. Together we're stronger than the wicked scheme. The people sing louder than the shadows can scream. Together we're stronger than the wicked scheme. The soil holds our history, roots run so long. A melody of freedom, we're singing strong. They may curse the land with lies they weave and weave, but we hold the truth in what we believe. Their crowns may crumble, their thrones may fall, for the power is the people above it all. We know it all.
And the one idea is how we are going to exterminate white people, because that, in my estimation, is the only conclusion I have come to. We have to exterminate white people off of the face of the planet to solve this problem. Now, I don't care whether you clap or not, but I'm saying to you that we need to solve this problem because they are going to kill us. And I will leave on that. So we have to just set up our own system and stop playing and get very serious and not be diverted.
I'm saying bye to all the lies and all the times you cried, saying that I wasn't right, yet I was right by your side. You manipulator, playing games Your friends commentators, and I don't know what you say about our private conversations, but it's got them hating. Thanks to all the rumors you be claiming. It's cool, I'm done with you, so they can throw you a celebration. You gon' hate it when you see me with somebody living better. I'm trying to tell you that me just doing me gon' have you jealous.
There we go. I found it. It should be working now. You got sound? 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 You ought to have sound now, folks. Oh, come on, seriously? Yeah, well, you say no sound. It says 5 by 5. Oh my goodness. Yeah, look, there's something not quite right with the software. Apologies for that, folks. Yeah, no, so doorbell rang, pizza guy's here, dogs went batshit crazy. People running around now. It's chaos. There's the pizza. The program tonight, folks. How you all doing out there? Apparently, we need to exterminate the white people. That's what that moron says. Did you see that? Yes, another busy day for me. Once again, fascinating day. Took my time this morning, answered the email, set up a bunch of meet and greets. Let's go ahead and get to that. Now, the Gauteng ones are not set up because I need answers from a few people before I can do that. So let's go ahead and get to the ones that are currently up and at it, okay? All right, so first off, we've got Rondebosch tomorrow night. That's at Livingstone House in Rondebosch. That's a public lecture. And it'll be about Trump, tariffs, and the refugees program. Also be talking about Ukraine, prospects of peace, the wars in Gaza and Yemen. Geez, I don't think I'll ever get to talk again after this. But tomorrow night, Livingstone House in Rondebosch, open to the public. You're welcome to join us, folks. And then on Saturday, in the midst of the Jazz Festival and my trip to DHL Greenpoint Stadium, we have got Zion, Simon, and Chris Wyatt together at the John Brow House in Blauberg. Yeah, folks, it's going to be epic. Breibrötjes, no onions, alsjeblieft. All right, cool beans. There you go. John Greenlee's, the people dishing out memberships don't have any say in who gets a membership. YouTube does that automatically. It is not under the control of the person that buys it. So you can ask all you want, but it's up to YouTube who gets it. All right, and the next one after that will be in Howick on Monday, the 28th of April at noon. I know it's a Monday, folks, but I can only do these things at certain times. That's in Howick, meet and greet at the Woodstone Restaurant and Wine Bar right there in the center of town at White House Center on 50 Main Street in Howick. So please come join us there in Howick on Monday. After that is the Durban meet and greet, and the Durban meet and greet will take place at Tiger's Milk at Suncoast Casino at 4 p.m. That way people can get home before it gets dark. 4 p.m. on Wednesday, April 30th, 2025. And that's not the end, folks. We also have the one in Port Elizabeth. Don't forget that. That's at Tapas on the 1st of May at 5:30. If I can get there sooner, you can come sooner if you like, but I am constrained by the flights. I'll get there as quickly as I can. All right? So there you go. All right, so that's at Tapas. I will be doing one in Bolito, but I need some help on Bolito because I have no idea where to go, what the place is to go to. So you're going to have to help me out with that one. We'll do one in Bolito, and then I'll go back to Durban for the evening, which kind of sucks. It would have been nicer just to get a room in Bolito, but I already booked it 2 rooms in Durban. Anyway, I want to see Chris. So that'll be on the 29th instead of the 30th, the Bolito one. So also we'll have one at Thundergun. That'll probably be on May 4th or something like that. I haven't set up yet. We'll have another in Pretoria East and also a public lecture in Pretoria East. So that's coming up. Want to see me arm wrestle with Julius? Okay, well, I don't know if that's going to happen. So just look for all the rich people. Yeah, okay, gotcha. Yeah, pizza is the Italian Breibrötje. Isn't there, Herman Stroh? Wow, that's a surname we don't see very often, Stroh. Whoops, I think I've turned off the announcements here because someone just gave 20 gifted memberships. So let me take a look and make sure that's on or off. alert box is on, so that's going to come up here. But I'm going to turn it off for a moment because I can't do 20 salutes. Thank you for gifting those memberships there. Maybe the person asked one might get one now. Anyway, so folks, an epic day once again. Like I said, I was busy putting together meet and greets, confirming things, setting things up today. Got that all squared away, and then I had an appointment with a physiotherapist, and I got some not shocking news, but not the best news that I wanted to hear. So I may need to. I'm gonna have to see someone when I get back to the States. Explains what's been going on with my leg. So it looks like I have a torn labrum. Something, a sports injury, and it's not very pleasant. So anyway, we'll see what happens with that. If they start saying artificial hip, I'll walk out the door. Well, I'll limp out the door, I should say. Anyway, so that physical therapist, then I went over to reconfirm something at the Kapstadt Brauhaus in Blauberg, and son of a gun, but I did not run into two more people. Two different people met me who knew who I was. We're up to 42 now, folks. I haven't even left the Cape Town area, and 42 people have approached me and said, hey, it's the Colonel. 2 yesterday downtown in Cape Town. It's pretty wild. So the time the Western Cape is drawing to a close. So we've still got today. Wednesdays with the Colonel beyond Ronaldo after this. So we got today, got Thursday. Tomorrow I'll be meeting with a few folks and probably doing a little shopping tomorrow. I haven't done any shopping since I first got here. So probably go over to Century City. If anybody's going to be in Century City tomorrow, you might be able to see me there in Century City. I'll be over there doing a little shopping. And then I will, on Friday, into Cape Town, and I'll be at the Jazz Festival Friday night, or Friday whenever it starts, Cape Town International Jazz Festival. Saturday, I'll be there, but Saturday we have the meet and greet up here in Blauberg, so I got to drive all the way back from downtown Cape Town, but it's a Saturday, so nobody will be coming this way, to go to Blauberg for meet and greet at 11 a.m. when they open, so feel free to come there. We can fill the place up. But let's try to top the one we had in Strand. I don't think we can pull it off, but you're welcome to join us Saturday, 11 o'clock. After that's over, I head back to the Jazz Festival, and then in the evening, I'm off to the Stormers game, and if there's any Jazz Festival left afterwards, I'll go back to that. Anyway, that's what's coming up, and then Sunday, I fly to KZN, and I'm off to Howick, and then Peter Maritzburg on the way back, and then down to Durban. It looks like Ballito, and then Durban. And then it's off to PE, where I'll have a meet and greet. And then after meet and greet, it will be Ronaldo's birthday on the 2nd of May. We'll be there for that. From there, it's on to Gauteng. In Gauteng, looks like we're going to have a meet and greet in Vanderbijl Park. I'm sorry, it's in the evening, folks. Best I can do. My flight's late afternoon, so I won't get into Joburg until 3:30. Get my rental car. If I'm lucky, I'll be out of there a little bit after 4. Takes over an hour if the traffic is generous, but it usually isn't coming off that spur, coming off the OR Tambo when you try to get on the Beltway. So figure an hour and a half, 5:30, 6 o'clock, I'll get to the hotel. So we'll set a 6 o'clock meet and greet. I may be a little bit late for it. My apologies, but we haven't set the banner up yet because I'm waiting confirmation. Ronell is coordinating that portion for us. So once Ronell gives me the word, and I have a chance to catch my breath, then we will go ahead and get that happening. All right, so there's that. And then I'm off to Northcliffe after that for just a couple of days. I'll be interviewed by DJ Sabu. He'll be interviewing me on May 6th. In the meantime, tomorrow morning, I'll be getting interviewed by Pumlani Mohosi. He'll be interviewing me tomorrow morning. So if you want to tune in on his broadcast, I don't know if that's live or recorded, but I'll be on there tomorrow morning. I think it's recorded because we set the time, so it's not just when he does it. So those two coming up. And then in Gauteng, then I head to Uppington for a couple of days, meet with the Sightlander Civil Defense Group, and I get to meet with Oma Katerina Esau. I'm very excited about that. Really looking forward to it. The first language speaker of the Khoisan language, Nu, and it will be an honor for me to meet her. She is a published author now, published a book in Nu, incredible. Amazing stuff. 89 years of age. Looking forward to seeing her. And then from there, back to Gauteng, where I'll spend a few days in Pretoria East. We're going to try to set up a public lecture plus a meet and greet. 2 different events there. I've already been in touch. I have heard from Steve Hofmeyer. People keep asking me if I heard from Steve. I have heard from Steve. Yep. And so Steve is okay. And I'm not PNG'd. I haven't been Rasul'd with Steve. Just want to make sure that was the case. I haven't been Rasul. So that's going on. So I've got a lot of news to talk about tonight, folks. Let me get through the chat and say hello to everybody. This is going to go for about an hour here before we have to go off to Ronaldo. I was blessed to knock my water over there. Thankfully, it's just water, not Coke. I'm out of Energade, and I have no Coke. So I am going through DTs here, withdrawal, like a crack cocaine addict here. So I should have stopped at the petrol station on the way back, but I was in a hurry to get back here. I was interviewed by Dan Root for his podcast, and we'll be on there. So you guys informed me there was no sound. Leilu, Charmaine, Heinrich, Toiko, Charles Van Olsen, the voice of reason. Ananda Baker's back. Liz Wheeler from Bluff. Hotful Bikers says, I'll bet many said that the Viking before. What's that? Couldn't hear anything. Lip reading. No, you can't read lips with this mustache and beard. It's hard to see what's going on. You can barely see my mouth. My teeth are all, see? I got teeth. They're all covered up. Yeah, my sound was Rasul, Johan. My sound was Rasul, but we've returned it now. Yes, Francois, welcome to Hendo, our moderator extraordinaire. 1440's back. Ian, YouTubian. Maz, Elizabeth Vizidenhout, Radiance Blue ZA. And who else got there? LAR, LSR 001, Rohan, welcome back to you. Army's back. Darmy, how you doing? Sound is back. There's a dog. There's a big dog here. He's still a puppy, though. Damn thing's half as tall as I am. He's still a puppy. Yeah, he's grown quite a bit since I saw him last time I was here. Beautiful dog, though. It's like a Swiss Shepherd or something like that. Mm-hmm. Looks just like a German Shepherd, but except he's white. He's a racist dog. He's white. Loretta, welcome to you. Paul van Noordvik, Mental Chewing Gum, hello. Gideon, Sarita Flip, Charlene, Sandra Gadget, Rainier van Rensburg, Ricardo Bazinhut, Gary, Chris Swanepoel's back. Hey, Chris. Chris been around a long time. And Wes says, there you are. Houston, we have liftoff. Exactly with the sound. You guys are good with the sound. Dion Oliveira, welcome to you. Barbara Harrison, Irene Borger, Barbie. I'm a Barbie girl. Yes, I can't help myself. Rentia Shepard Kruger, welcome to you. Hert van Rensveld, Bide Crow, Charmaine, Logan Munian. Welcome, Logan. And I never did welcome all the Neanderthals, the canines, and the right-wing podcasters to the program tonight. You saw a cute dog. You thought the dog was cute? He does look beautiful. Bring on the pizza. Well, it's here, but I'm going to have to get up and get it. So by the time I get to it, it'll be ice cold, but that's fine. Yes, that's me fixing potholes in that song in Port Elizabeth. It's always the loudest person in the room that's the biggest. Exactly, Army. Hit the like button. Yeah, please hit the like button, folks. Cost you nothing but a movie time. Sandra Honeycombs. Hey, Sandra, how's it going? Have you written any more books? Sandra, have you got any more kids' books for me to read? Con DeBrun just gave us 20, or to give a super chat. 35, and let me know if you need help with Praetorian. Yeah, I probably will, Con. Just keep tuning in, and then as we get closer. So Chris Ehlers has been working on something for me. We lost a venue that's no longer available, unfortunately. All right. I'm not paying for venues, so it's got to be a place that people are willing to do it, okay? Can't wait for the Pretoria date. So excited, says Max Murray. Monday is a public holiday. Okay, well then it won't be a problem for people to come to lunch with me on Monday. That's cool. Cool. What is Monday's public holiday? Labor Day? No, first is May Day, so that can't be it. Want to see Chris arm wrestle Julius? Okay, that's where he started. Psychobilly's here, Maze. And Paul van Noordvik gave 20 memberships. Thank you for 20 memberships, Paul van Noordvik. Noordvik, of course, is a lovely town. Noordvik and Katwijk in the Netherlands. Been there. Okay, let's jump ahead of all those memberships awarded there. Kale to Storm. Okay. Marinda, welcome to you. If you pronounce it Zane, not Zion, it's spelled Z-I-A-N-E. So how do you get Zane out of that? How do you get Zane from that, Dion? Yeah, I need help on the Bolito one, folks. Find me a venue, get me something set up. Well, I need somebody to coordinate with me before they set something up because I'm not driving back to Durban in the dark. It's going to have to be earlier. Okay. Yeah, well, it's not the hip, it's the labrum muscle. Apparently it's torn. Sandra says you're a legend. Well, hey, Sandra, thank you very much. Very kind of you. Cracker Barrel Kid just joined, but does anyone know probably how long the meet and greets usually last for? It depends, Cracker Barrel Kid. I've had meet and greets last for an hour and a half. I've had meet and greets last for 3 hours. Depends how long you stay, or if I've got an obligation after. If I don't have an obligation after that, we like to go. I like to attend the Derbs one. Well, when you get off work, Cracker Barrel Kid, can you be there by 5 or 5:30? Let us know and we'll hang out. That one's going to be easy because I'm staying in the hotel right there, so I'm not in a rush. I can actually drink alcohol because I won't be driving. Yes, and I'll probably be excited because I'll be leaving KZN the day, the next morning. Just kidding. Anyway, Cracker Barrel Kid. Dorian Venables, what a weekend. The Jazz Festival in Rugby, the stadium is going to be pumping. Yeah, I hope so. Well, the jazz festivals in the Cape Town International Convention Center, the Stormers will be playing Benetton at the stadium. Okay, so they already found out. Allison says La Piazza is not a great place. Okay, see, that's why I need help. The long road home racked me. I'm over here pretending it's allergies. I cried like I just, oh, okay. Well, I'm sorry about that, Barbie. It wasn't my intent. My intent was to honor Afrikaners with that song. That's what I was trying to do. Afrikaners and the Boer, trying to honor you guys. Craig Hanslow, welcome to you. Recommend that you see a biokineticist for. I'm not replacing my hip. He's coming with replacement. There's nothing wrong with my hip. I just got a torn labrum. If they don't want to repair it, then I'll find some way to suck it up. Yeah. We'll go for a sleepover with my daughter in Melville. Not really sure what that means. I guess that means you can come to the event. You're not driving late at night. Exactly, Mass. I'm with you. Not driving late at night either. That's why I have to do the one in Bolito, because it's about an hour drive back. You got to give yourself a cushion. It's 45 kilometers. So I'll give myself a cushion to get back. So if I leave there by 5, I'll be back by 6 in Durban. Yep. If I had known about the interest in Bolito before I booked my hotel rooms and prepaid, well, then I could have just done one night in the Suncoast and done a night in Bolito, which would have been fantastic because I would have been at the airport. It's right there by the airport. Chantel, welcome to you. And I could have left earlier in the day. Marina, what's going on? Of course, I'll have to make homage to the Wyatt Street in downtown Durban. You know, what kind of Wyatt would I be without visiting Wyatt Street? Anyway, so Real Wesley Smith is here. Holden Caulfield. CB is here. I think I saw Yanni Thron. What do you normally drink? What, you mean alcohol-wise? I'm a beer snob. I only drink German beer, and the only beer in Africa I drink, other than the Kapstadt Brauhaus is Weizen, which they brew the German Reinheitsgebot, is Windhoek Lager. Yeah, but I love the Kapstadt Brauhaus. They got one in Centurion. I'm going to have to hit that one. Yep. But that's the only one up in Gauteng. Spear renamed Oppression Day. What's it take to take American? Well, Americans can never get a good Afrikaans accent. It just doesn't work. Look at Evan. He's trying very hard. Evan Galopter. he's doing well speaking Afrikaans, but it's hurting my ears. I'm sorry, Evan. It hurts my ears, man. I'm a perfectionist. That's why for me, you know, the accent's so important. That's why I don't try to embarrass myself. You know, I can speak more Afrikaans than I let on, but I just basically say, ek praat Afrikaans nie. Obviously I know a lot more Afrikaans than that, but generally I don't speak it because it just look, it's the same thing. When I learned German, I learned to pronounce German properly. So, also wenn ich auf Deutsch rede, manche Leute denken, dass ich aus Deutschland komme. Also, dass ich bin deutschstämmiger. Ich habe deutsche Staatsangehörigkeit. Aber das ist nicht die Wahrheit. Ich bin Amerikaner seit Geburt und mein also ich persönlich, wenn jemand auf eine Fremdsprache, eine andere Sprache spricht und so komisch die Aussprache, das ist ja nicht gut. Anyway, so yeah, c'est la même chose avec le français pour moi parce que si j'ai entendu quelque chose, c'est un accent bizarre, très bizarre, comme les Anglais, quand les Anglais parlent le français, ça c'est pas comme ça, mais comme ça. Je suis Englander. Je viens de Londres. Je suis très content que vous êtes là. Ça, c'est vraiment bizarre. Comment est-ce qu'on peut parler le français comme ça? C'est vraiment quelqu'un était moqueur. Yeah, so for me, the accent's really important. You gotta get it. So I hate those horrible accents. I appreciate when people learn a language, but for me, I've got to try to learn it. Same thing with Swahili. Jine langu ni Chris, mimi anaka. Pennsylvania. Yep. As a man who likes to drink, I'm encouraged by your attitude towards the law and drinking. No, Yell Tapper, someone tried to buy me a beer today. Someone that recognized me, a viewer at the Kapstadt Brauhaus, and he offered to buy me a beer, and I was very kind, so I had to go up to the table and thank him profusely for offering to buy the beer, but I told him, I said, I'm driving. He said, it'll only take an hour to get through your system. I said, I have a personal rule, and I never break it. I've had this rule since the 1980s. My friends went from private to specialist to sergeant, and back to private. They got in trouble. And I learned that drinking and driving is a serious thing. And a car is a weapon, folks. It's a deadly weapon. You can be distracted for a second. And if you've had one beer, you know, maybe 2 beers, and you're not intoxicated, but that's all it takes. Cops pull you over and you go through a whole bunch of mess. I don't want to kill somebody in the car. That's the last thing I want to do, you know? So for me, I've always considered a car a weapon, and I treat my weapons with care. My firearms are always, pointing the right direction, and they're always on safe when not in use, and I don't use them recklessly. Same thing with automobiles. So yeah, that's me. I don't force that on anybody else. I mean, as long as you adhere to the law, that's all I care about. But I have a personal rule, and I don't break it. And that's just who I am. Easter egg, but it doesn't mean stuff. Okay. Tony Espray. What's that about Valito? Caroline says, we need to teach you to speak it as well. BioConnect's amazing for healing injuries, not replacing anything. They give strengthening exercise. It's all amazing results of BioConnect's healing my childhood severe knee dislocation. Okay, cool. Yes, Sandra, I'm a polyglot. I speak 6 languages. I'm kind of getting the German, but the French. No. They make beer to keep the Philistines off the scotch. Yes, yeah, lots of meet and greets. What did Hester ask? Steve Newbold, Zambezi beer or Mosi? Chris must try. No, Chibuka is disgusting. I don't drink sour milk. Stop swearing at us. Estelle says, we really love your show. Well, thank you. I wish we get a couple 100,000 people who really love the show. That would be fantastic. Imagine the ad revenue from that, what we could do with that money. All right, this chat needs subtitles. Kobus Boykman just joined the live. Thanks for all you do for us South Africans. Have you seen any updates? Hey, get away from the pizza there, Rocco. The cute dog is trying to get to the pizza now. He knows better. I see you. Ek watch out. Sawabona. There you go. Pretend you're clear. Yeah, exactly. It's Ronaldo. Host. Showing off, you can speak so many languages. Nah, Wendy, just you must learn Afrikaans. You sound good when you talk. Thank you, Marie. Puff the magic dragon. Anyway, as you are in the country, I gather that talking politics is tricky. There's no sense in missing the rugby. No, Mary, I talk politics. What's touchy with that? Francois says, very good rule, Colonel. I enjoy responsibly. Alcohol is a deadly weapon. It is. So is an automobile. Even, people distracted. I mean, I got to tell you, I've seen people texting and driving stupidly already. Oof. Je m'appelle Antoinette. Je parle un peu français. You do indeed. Well said. Yell Tapper, I have pulled too many corpses from smashed vehicles, testified in court for too many couple homicides, 100% agree. Don't drink and drive. Yeah. 1 drop. That's my rule. 1 drop. So if I ever get pulled over for a sobriety test and I get a charge with driving with any alcohol, they're full of crap. It's a setup. I don't break the rule. I don't break the rule. I mean, look, it's not that important. Alcohol is not that important. Friends of ours were stuck in the Van Arena for 2 days last year. Oh yeah, that was terrible. Doggy needs a treat. I used to party, dance, and drink various alcohol drinks until I became a grandfather. Since then, wait, you became a grandfather, Anton? That's quite late in life. What's this? I'm not the only one who says that. Ekwachio. How much is the VAT in the USA? There is no VAT in the USA. We don't have value-added tax. That's a scumbag, socialist, communist, pinko, ridiculous nonsense. I almost said something else. No, we don't do that. We don't do that. Now, some states have sales tax. Different states set their own sales tax. Some states have no sales tax. For instance, in Pennsylvania, there's no sales tax on clothing. So you can buy all the clothing you want. There's no sales tax. However, there's sales tax on other things, but no sales tax on food in the grocery store either. But you pay sales tax on dinner at a restaurant. Your podcast is looping. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? My podcast is not looping. I think you're looping. It's not looping. See? Right? There's no looping here. Is there any Coke in there? No. Oh well. I'll go to the petrol station later and get some Energate or something like that. Cool beans. 1,800 of 80,000. What's 1,800? Is that tax on fresh food or processed food? Doesn't matter, Veronica. What do you mean by fresh food or processed food? When you go to a restaurant, your meal is taxed. Whether it's fresh food or processed, doesn't matter. It's the meal that's being taxed. You're getting service. Yes, the pizza has pineapple on it and ham, of course. Solidarity is taking Iran proposal to the court, attempt to court after signing the latest race. Ooh, that's good. I didn't see that anywhere in the news. Thank you for that. Mary, I'll take a look at that. I do have news we're going to get to in a second. It's a garage, not a petrol station. I was on a video call with a friend, Lusaka, and he drove past the U.S. Embassy. I noticed the American flag at half-mast. Oh, because the Pope died. The U.S. government has ordered our flags at half-mast. In fact, it's the norm. It's protocol. So our veterans organization, I received a text message from the manager of our canteen. She lowered the flag at half-mast and informed the officers, the board, that she'd lower the flag because it's in accord with what the bylaws are, and that's as per the Veterans of Foreign Wars in America. When a pontiff dies, we lower the flag. 25% of America is Catholic. So as a consequence, we lower the flag when the pontiff dies. Yep. So even if we just despicably hate the guy because he's a slimy piece of Argentinian crap, we still put it down out of respect for the office of the pontiff. Anyway, I'm not Catholic, but I know Catholics. Decent people, but their pontiff was a turd. Yeah. But I got to give the guy credit. He worked to the end. He did Easter service on Sunday, and then he died on Easter Monday. You got to give the guy credit for that. Josh says the latest legislation is wild. Basically, private companies are not allowed to employ more than 4% white. No, you got it wrong. 4% white males. They can employ 3% female, white females. So get it straight. It's very gracious of the USA to show respect. Yes, it is, Senator. I respect your view on not driving if you had an alcoholic. I had the same philosophy when I would drink. Now, because cancer, I'm always designated drivers. Oh, wow. Okay, well, I'm sorry about the cancer, Jacobus. I hope it's over and you've passed it. What are the next pope be? A Nigerian. You want to see? Just saying, maybe a Nigerian. Yeah, a piece of Argentinian crap. Yeah, that's the sort of stuff that you get a little stick to clean off your boots. I'm here for you and all the consumers of alcohol. No passing out or vomiting. You got to eat an Eisbein. I don't care for Eisbein. Ugh, no, that's not German. That's some South African invention. I know the Germans have it, but South Africans are the ones that like that stuff. All right. Is this the right one? Yeah. Okay. Get my news up here. Here we go. Shall do it this way so I can still see my face here. So, folks, did you know this? But you're still paying for COVID. Transport Minister Barbara Creasy, the communist, white chica, who's in the ANC, has revealed the department is still distributing COVID-19 relief funds to the taxi industry. Did you know that? Disclosed in a written parliamentary response to Bill 1 South Africa leader Mmusi Maimani's question, Creasy said $408 million in a one-off taxi gratuity was allocated this financial year to allow for the conclusion of disbursement of the 2021 relief fund, which was intended to mitigate the COVID scam on the taxi industry. Due to a number of challenges in the taxi industry, not all operators managed to access the relief fund. So we're still giving people money from COVID, even though it was 5 years ago. As of March 2023, about 56,623 qualifying operator license system were still not paid. But here's the thing. The scumbags made the tourism relief fund to the historically disadvantaged, which is unconstitutional and racist. But they did it anyway. So all the money disappeared because they knew it would disappear. And by the time that the Supreme Court of Appeal overturned the North Gauteng High Court and said that your decision was illegitimate, it's unconstitutional, there was no money left. So why have they allocated more money to the Tourism Relief Fund to help all the businesses run by white, Indian, and colored South Africans? Because they're racist. But they're still allocating money to the taxi industry, which is dominated overwhelmingly by black South Africans. Funny that, ANC. Funny that. Yes. In 2021, the cabinet approved a $1.135 billion one-off payment to help taxi operators during the COVID scam, when the industry couldn't access other forms of relief. What are you barking at? There's two of them here, by the way. Anyway, yeah, so you are still paying for COVID. You are paying taxi bosses for what? For what? If they survive this long, they don't need relief. Why are you paying them? Did they go in debt and they have to pay the debt off because of the government wouldn't let them operate? That might be a different story. But you're paying 56,000 taxi operators. Who's paying you? Where's your share? Where's your cut? South Africa. Zambia. It's unbelievable. Yes, well, the state of emergency is not in place. That's been gone for a long time. Unbelievable. Well, folks, did you hear the latest yesterday? The Tembisa Hospital caught on fire again. Just a couple days after the previous fire, the damn thing broke out again. Another fire has broken out at Tembisa Hospital, the second blaze in less than a week. Ekurhuleni Fire and Rescue Services spokesman Eric Maloka confirmed that the fire had been reported and the extent of it was unclear. How is it that South Africans ANC cannot keep hospitals from burning? I mean, is this intentional? Is this all part of some grand scheme of things to torch the hospitals? Charlotte McKexa is still not repaired, is it? Does anybody know Charlotte McKexa Hospital has been repaired? Anybody know? Come on, camera, let's adjust here. Give the light back there. Anyway, so can you believe it? I mean, it's unbelievable. They can't even keep a hospital from burning. Unbelievable. Yeah, most of you never recover from the COVID scam. You didn't get any relief. Right, and they're cash-based and not paying any taxes, but you pay taxes. Gotta look at local joints, franchise are not doing anymore. Yep. Information regarding the taxi payout is reduced to increase sensationalism. Well, I'm talking about it. Worked for Vodacom during the beginning. Was supposed to receive relief. The cleaning girl got $1,500. I got nothing. Wow, Liz. Scumbags in this country beyond belief. Ronaldo. The image on my shirt is doing a Nazi salute. You're right about that. I never saw that. Leave it to Ronaldo. We all know about Ronaldo and his videos. Yeah, he would recognize a Nazi salute. While you're here, you will see everything that's happening here. Well, Ria Ross, I see everything that's happening whether I'm here or not. And this isn't exactly my first trip to South Africa. It's not even my first trip, not even my first trip here in this status as an independent journalist. This is my 5th trip to South Africa since 2022. Yep, I think it's my 5th trip. So, gosh, I need these damn glasses, man. So, anyway, COVID stuffed my jewelry manufacturing business, says Gary. The library less than a block away from the fire station burned down 2 years ago. Less than a block from the fire station. That's unbelievable. This taxi companies, we're not going to get into that. They're gangster related. Yep. Really nice to catch you live, Chris. Been watching all your stuff. We're possibly curious in your thoughts on the new labor law. Well, the new labor law is bullshit. The new labor law is racist. The new labor law needs to be struck down by the Constitutional Court and or the Supreme Court of Appeal. It's utter bullshit. South Africa is violating its signature on the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. It's violating its constitution, and all in the name of racism. To achieve what? A broken country, a broken economy? It doesn't work, folks. By the way, I don't often tell people to go watch other people's content, not because I have anything against it, but because I don't usually talk about other people's content. But let me tell you something. She's been off the mark on a few things in my view recently, but Citizen Concern is spot on, money on, taking clips of Malcolm X talking about black people, not needing white people. Stand up for yourself, build your own. Don't be dependent on people. Don't blame white men for it. Oh boy, but that's what Malcolm X said. That's what he said back in the day. I'm not scared of some white folks in America, but basically his point was that don't whine about the white man helping you. And boy, Citizen Concern lays into the EFF and lazy black South Africans. Yep. And it's very encouraging to see most of the comments on the channel are agreeing with her. Black South Africans saying, you're right, sister, you're right. Now, she brought the wood this time. She brought it. She brought the hammer and she nailed it. That's one of her best videos, hands down. And I gave her credit for that and complimented her on her video. Yep. Unbelievable. Anything you want to get off your chest? No, I have no hair on my chest, so no, nothing I want to get off my chest. Vilma's going to catch it later. New labor law is racist beyond belief. Yep. A GOA payment stops, billion-rand taxi slush fund gets approved. Well, there's no GOA payment. There's GOA access. You get duty-free access to U.S. What in the 24 million that one of the states are suing China? Huh? All right. I haven't got to the news yet, folks. Wow. Watching on my PC, not my TV. Okay. Nota Beloye needs to watch Citizen Concern. Nota Beloye needs to seek counseling. He needs counseling. Okay, taxi rules don't ever start with the taxis. Yep. Hey, Janet Joel. See you at Blauberg. Okay, that'll be fun. Don't forget Zane, whatever how you pronounce it. Simon will be joining me there. The Breibrucki singer. Kelvin, what's up? Table view. Okay. Well, I'm in Parklands right now, so I'm close. How's your stay so far in Mzansi? K97, you're still around. Pretty darn good, man. It's been epic so far. I've been here just a week, recognized 42 times. It's amazing. And I haven't even been out all that much. I'm getting, everywhere I've gone, I've been recognized. It's been pretty wild. That's pretty fulfilling. Yeah, it's just been amazing and had a great time. Boy, the rental car company hooked me up with a nice 2-level upgrade. Got a Mitsubishi, Can't remember what it is, but it's an SUV. It's really nice. I don't agree that so many years later, taxis getting COVID relief. Many of us had decent management companies did. So this current relief is just no way to upset people. Well, I go back to the Tourism Relief Fund, which was denied to whites, Indians, and coloreds in a racist fashion until the money was gone, and then they didn't fund it properly. So I do take issue with it. Usain Bolt, yeah, that's right. Usain Bolt used to do this, man. When he did his races, he'd point up like that. Usain Bolt. I remember that. Yep. Sasha Bean. Wait to get to Josie. Well, I'm going to need armored vehicles to drive over the potholes. Notice said they should not just take the farms; they should also take the water. Yeah. Did you injure yourself with the zip line? No. This is an injury from over 40 years ago. And the chickens have come home to roost. The Army ignored my injury for years, never gave me proper treatment. And today I get the best care I've ever had in my life from physiotherapists here in South Africa. Spent an hour with physiotherapists and learned more about what the problem could be, and got relief and some help, and help really alleviate some of the pain all in an hour. Something I haven't gotten in years from the Army. Yep. Everybody with World Economic Forum looks evil. Adelvis, or what's up? Massive pothole driving home. Didn't see it because, of course, there's no streetlights in the roads. Yeah, exactly. Hey, Dylan. It's a cry for help. Don't pay him attention. Drive the mother-in-law around. Where's my tax leave? It's funny. He is an attention seeker. Okay, where were we at? We were talking. Whoa, that's what we want. All right, now that's better. A little bit brighter there. That's cool. Okay. Sorry. So Ed Carlini on fire again. Firefighters are called out for the second time in a week. 7 a.m. this morning. After an oversight visit on Tuesday by members of the Provincial Legislature's Health Committee, its chairperson, Advocate Ezra Letsololo, said it's clear from the engagement that while the fire only affected the accident and emergency unit directly, it's influenced into adjacent sections due to possible smoke exposure and power disruptions being attended to. Duh. Oh, my goodness. So the VAT case is going to court. The court will hear what the DA and EFF's urgent challenge. All right. Sorry, folks. Let's hear someone talking. Whether it will be convenient or useful or expedite to allow the finance minister to adjust the VAT rate is irrelevant when such a power is unconstitutional. That's what the Western Cape High Court heard on Tuesday. So the court was hearing the urgent case brought by the DA and the EFF. The DA and the EFF working together to halt the VAT hike that's going to take place in just a matter of days on May 1st, folks. Hang on a second. It's distracting. That was a little distracting. Sorry about that. It's not my place. So anyway, so the DA's counsel, Michael Bishop, was answering a question from the bench about Section 7, Paragraph 4 of the VAT Act, which says the DA claims is unconstitutional. Well, there you go. So they're taking it to court, and we'll see what happens. The DA vows to take a stand against ANC's tone-deaf budget as well. Well, that story came out today. By the way, did anybody notice? Probably not. The Independent Online has redesigned their website. It's a lot sexier looking, but I'm sure it still has the same garbage as usual. The DA has taken a firm stance against the ANC budget, describing it as anti-growth, anti-jobs, and anti-war. I agree. The two parties have been at loggerheads since ANC, through Action SA and Build One South Africa, narrowly passed the budget that included a 0.5% value-added tax increase last month, courtesy of Action SA. Well, Paul Mashatile taking a swipe at the DA over the budget. When he's not busy fabricating assassination attempts, Deputy President Paul Mashatile is busy trashing the Democratic Alliance, his coalition partner. But you'd never know that. He suggests it was contradictory for a party that did not support the budget to be part of government. Well, it's contradictory for a person who lives in multi-million-dollar mansions not to answer his undue affluence. But hey, that's not my place. That's the South African issue, so you figure it out. You figured it out. I am going to be a resident of Orania, the Northern Cape EFF leader, Tahole, says. Yesterday, Tahole led the EFF's march to the offices of the Northern Cape Premier to demand a legal review on the existence of Orania. Ooh, goody, goody, goody for you. EFF in the Northern Cape leader Shadrach Tiole said he would be the first person to move into Orania once black people were allowed into the white Afrikaners only enclave. Yep. He led the EFS march to the offices of the Northern Cape Premier to demand a legal review of the existence of Iranian. A citizen concerned did a fantastic job rubbishing this story, too. It's another great video on her part. Yep. Ramaphosa has nominated 4 candidates to be Deputy Chief Justice. Well, I wonder who these people are. Gauteng Judge Dunstan Malambo, Supreme Court of Appeal President Mahube Molomea, Free State Judge President Kagni Musi, and Northern Cape Judge Pule Talatsi. Anybody heard of it? I know there's no Indians there, no white dudes, no coloreds. Par for the course. Well, Business Tech runs a story about the collapse of the most important city in South Africa, Johannesburg. Joburg, water outages, robot failures, electricity blackouts, infrastructure collapse, and building chaos. Welcome to the joyous land of Panyazi Lesufi and the ANC. Well, there you go. So that's that. Aspen Pharmacare is in trouble. They're going to take a 3 billion rand hit. Ouch. Aspen Pharmacare has warned shareholders of a potential 2 billion hit to the operating profit of its manufacturing business. It's actually 2.7 billion. They are the largest pharmaceutical manufacturer and valued at 73 billion on the Joburg Stock Exchange. They own and operate facilities in Port Elizabeth and in France, manufacturing finished dose products for the third parties and utilize active pharmaceutical ingredients. Manufacturing makes up 32% of their revenue. But they're losing money. And a date has been set for the ruling on VAT hike. South African rand experienced significant increase as gold prices rose yesterday. This uptick followed President Trump's criticism of Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell, which unsettled the markets and heightened demand for gold. Not for me. And the IMF has bad news for South Africa. We covered the story previously, but the IMF has lowered its expectations for GDP growth in South Africa to a dismal 1%, which is below inflation. Oh, it got dark in here, didn't it? Got dark. All right. So you know Kagni Musi. I don't know Mau Mau. Is he any good? Is he any good? Physio is great, usually helps disperse inflammation, but they can only do so much, and that's when biokinetics comes in to help rebuild and strengthen the area that was injured. Well, I don't know what biokinetics is, but I heard you mention it, and I've definitely got to strengthen the area that's injured. So, dreading the closure of the one consulate in South Africa, I'm hoping beyond hope that it won't be the Durban one. Well, it probably will be the Durban one, Tony. Sorry about that. We'll see. Got notification that our power will be out tomorrow from 9 a.m. till 4 p.m. Well, welcome to South Africa, where there's no load shedding. I love how much Mandisa Mashita took note down a notch or two. She said he's a racist and then told him to pay attention. I didn't see that. Sounds good, though. Can run into Keno Ives somewhere in Western Cape. I see he's there now. Who is Keno Ives? Can't hear them. Can't hear what? The dogs? Where are we at here? My chat's way behind over here. There we go. It's caught up now. It was way behind. All right, so a lot of comments came in that 1 minute. World Health Organization is busy with layoffs. That's interesting. I didn't know that. Okay, what else we got here? Yeah, the video was fantastic. The lady was fantastic. Refugee Africana, you can use my hashtag Wyatt Army any way you like, as long as it's not disparaging or misused. Yeah, you're welcome to use it. You have my permission. Well, my injury is from 1985 when I hit black ice on a bicycle going to physical training in the morning. The bike skittered across the street and I went flying and landed right on that side. And I didn't know it, but I must have torn my labrum back then. And because I've been fit for 40 years and exercise frequently, I was able to keep the muscle strong. So it didn't prove to be a problem, but now it's a problem. First off, it became painful, so I stopped exercising, which exacerbated the problem because the muscles atrophied in that leg. And so that's the first thing she said. She goes, "Oh, look at this. Your muscles are atrophied." Okay, in that leg. Yep. Hey, Ronell, how's it going? How are we doing on the Emerald Casino? Are we good? More people would recognize you than the Pope. I don't know about that. Yeah, I'm going to talk about the Iranian thing finally. I've heard enough about it. It's time to talk about it. But Civic Concern did a fantastic job. I really, really liked her video, but I don't have a studio right now, so I'm doing stuff out in the open. I have to wait today. Like today, I was going to walk outside and film videos, but I walked inside and there are people in the park right next to the house there smashing aluminum cans. They're recycling, and they were noisy. A bunch of color folks out there smashing these cans are recycling. Thank you for recycling. It might be their only source of income. Who knows? But those cans were noisy. I couldn't film there, so I drove down, tried to get to the beach, and I couldn't get there. Excuse me, I couldn't get to the beach, so I went and I found a quiet street as close to the beach as I get, where there's a fence behind me and you can see the sand dunes. So I pop out the tripod. It's quiet. There's no one there. And then I put the camera on, and then here comes a dog barking at me the whole time. The stupid dog barking at me like, shoot, shoot, take off. Get rid of the dog. And then people come by and they're looking out their windows like, just go, go, go. And then I start to record, and then a bunch of tourists show up and park in the middle of some residential neighborhood in the back of the settlement. It's unbelievable. You know, when it rains, it pours. And so I finally was able to record those two videos, one about Zimbabwe. How did that do? Did anybody even watch that? Hey, I set it to play later on. Well, it's got a few views, not great, but let's see. It's, I think, 2,400, so that's not ideal. But nobody cares about Zimbabwe anymore. 3,000 views. Oh, well. But I thought it was important to do that. So, yep. And then the one I did this morning, warning people about posting things they shouldn't post, only got 8,700. That's a little disappointing. That's not a topic people want to hear about, apparently. But yesterday, what's really happening in South Africa, that was up to 46,000. So that's cool. Yeah, 50,000 in my view is a well-performing video these days. And the one I did, welcome to the ANC, John Steenhuisen, Herman Mashaba, and Gabe McKenzie. That one is 51,600. So thank you all for that. So in about 10 minutes, we'll be on with Ronaldo at 7 p.m. here in South Africa time. It's weird for me. 7 p.m. Also, it's Wednesday night, so I'm going to have to get up in the middle of the night to do my radio show. Ugh, jeez. I have to take a nap a little bit later on after I eat some pizza. Yep. By the way, folks, I'm in the YouTube affiliate program, so I could hawk goods and make money, but you notice I haven't done that. So last 28 days, I made $0 in affiliate revenue and no orders have been made because I'm not pushing this stuff. But I am in it. I'm eligible for it, so I went ahead and set up in case I want to do that at some point if they ever offer anything that I want to push. But I'm not pushing, ladies' feminine hygiene products or perfume or things like that. So maybe one day I'll do something like that. Anyway. All right. So on the lives, we're doing okay as well. Yeah, that was pretty good. Yeah, those are pretty good lives. Yep. Anyway, so people are like, where's Chris at? Where's Chris at? Well, since I've been in South Africa, I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This is the 13th live stream, and I've only been here for 9 days. My 13th live stream. It kills me. People are like, well, Chris isn't doing live streams. I'm just not doing the regular times, but I'm doing this is the closest one to a regular time tonight. But I've been doing them, folks. I've been doing them. Accountability goes missing faster than load shedding schedules, and everyone's shocked. It's their first time hearing corruption exist. Huh. Goldly, the city of gold. What do they want in Irania? They're just lazy, shiftless, useless turds who accomplish nothing. By the way, where's the school the EFF promised to build? They said, don't vote for us if we don't build this school. Anybody ever seen the school? Did anybody know where the school is that the EFF built? Have you seen it? I've never seen it. I don't know where. Oops. Did I just rip my flip-flop apart? I hate that. Yep, I just ripped my flip-flop apart. Ooh, I tore it. Damn. These things are hard to come by, too. For some reason, these flip-flops are hard to find. I always want you to buy those ridiculously expensive ones. I wonder if I did that by putting it on. Oh, jeez. That sucks. Anyway. Yeah, I know Outcharge have the Marshalls. I know. They have them at Four Ways. They have them at Four Ways, folks. I've seen them. Costume jewelry. Yeah, Nanda. The court rules against the VAT. Well, then the government will have to drop it. But will they do it? I think they will. Yep. Good evening, Lawrence. How you doing there? The news feels like we are living in a twilight zone. It does. It's a crazy world. Absolutely crazy world, folks. Well, I've got to get this thing set up. I'm going to use my mobile for the stream with Ronaldo. And I've got 81% battery because I recharged it. So let's go ahead and get this thing set up here. There we go. And I'll use my laptop so I can see the chat this time. There we go. It's set up right over there. So you guys can see where it's at now. That's going to be set up for the stream here shortly. We'll close the derb. Okay, I already got that. So half of Pretoria's power is off. Good luck going to Crapville. Super glue. Yeah, I could do that. Might work. They did build a school. It's a mud hut in Limpopo. I didn't see that. Hey, Dan Bailey's in from Wyoming, man. We're really on the other side of the world from Dan Bailey. Well, the physical therapists in the States don't do anywhere near what this physiotherapist did for me today. This was amazing. Just found Crocs, fake Crocs. Herman Shaba, yeah. What's going on with him? You have a loaf of bread, use the tag that holds the packet seal, flip it around the strap, it holds together. Doesn't work that way. Yeah, no, it's split where it's split around the side, so it's just, yeah. Anyway, let me show you. So there's the flip-flop, and where it's broken is there. This piece right there. Super glue might do the trick. So it came through there. So the side broke. So yeah, cheap stuff. Anyway, the Army sells these. It's about the only place I can find decent ones. I don't want those freaking Havanas, whatever they're called, those Cuban things, Havana, whatever the hell they're called. They're like ridiculously expensive. Charge like 300 Rand for them. These are cheap Chinese ones, like most people wear in Africa, but I bought them in the States. Country is Iraq. You can still see that. What's this? What do you think will happen should the courts rule against the VAT hike? Our programs had to be upgraded. So, yeah, no, I know. All these businesses got a real problem here. It's been a real hassle. I've talked to some businessmen. It's a nightmare to get their systems in place to fix this. K-Ways, yeah, K-Ways are a little expensive, though, so. Better for your posture? How can flip-flops improve your posture? Yeah, Pep store. Yeah, that's a good idea, Alert. Go to Pep or Mr. Price and get the ones that smell like used tires. Retired man Carl came inside to help fix things. After 1 week, he asked where the battle was. Turns out it's in Parliament, and the enemy's armed with tenders and tax money. Well, relaxing positive energy. I was in Parliament yesterday. That's where I was at yesterday, in Parliament, ladies and gentlemen. I think some of you know that. I was in Parliament yesterday interviewing Dr. Corny Mulder from the Freedom Front Plus, the leader. No, bread tag's not going to help there, folks. Super glue. Yep. Yeah, blown out flip-flops are terrible. Pick and pay clothing is also cheap. You know what? Well, I'm going to Century City tomorrow if anybody wants to wander around. In fact, I think I screwed up and I have to reschedule something for tomorrow. Yeah, I need to check on that. I think I screwed up. Let me double check. Tomorrow is Thursday, right? And I think I screwed up. Hang on. Just a second here. I gotta double check here. Okay. All right. 10:30. So I think I screwed up. Let me just double check here tomorrow. So I just had to take care of that. Oh, I have a message from Steve Hoffmeyer. He sent me an audio. I'll get in touch with him. Okay. Visiting Pretoria. All right. Yes, I am. Gosh, Etienne, you must have popped in here late. We've talked about Pretoria extensively in the first 20 minutes of this thing, and I ran through all the meet and greets that I'm doing. Okay. I really hate to end the stream with 569 people here. Gosh, but I've got to go. Okay. You will be directed to Ronaldo's stream. You can join me over there, folks, if you'd like to join me. In fact, let me see if I can get that thing going here real quick with Ronaldo. Oh, why is this thing turning? It shouldn't be turning. Something's not right. There we go. No, that's not it. There we go. All right, so why is it still turning? What is going on here? This thing's supposed to be tight, not turning. It's still turning. That's weird. Anyway. All right, there we go. Let's see if I can't get Ronaldo online there. Okay. Zoom meeting Wednesdays with the Colonel. Okay. All right. Oh, I got it set for later. Ronaldo, are you there, man? Hang on a second. So let me make sure Ronaldo's available. Hang on a second, folks. Okay, I just sent him a note. I gotta make sure we're good. All right. Benita gave 70 Rand. Thank you for that super sticker. It's very kind of you. Last year in my Cape Town, my sandal broke in airport. Well, Julie, you shouldn't be wearing sandals in the airport. They're not footwear. Sandals are not footwear. Oh, sandals. Okay, flip-flops. Yeah. I'm sorry. Sandals are okay. Yep. I'm sorry. Sandals. I misspoke. Pete Hegseth is not intimidating. Okay. Yeah, sandals are okay. It's flip-flops are not. What about Ronaldo? I don't see Ronaldo here. Okay. I don't know if he's there. Yell tappers picking on Steve Hofmeyer. The dogs are barking at the people in the house now. They were barking at people in the street a minute ago. Plakis, okay. Leanke Nichols from Ireland, originally from South Africa. Welcome. Where do you live in Ireland? Yeah, stream says 7 p.m., but he's not answering the mail. So let me just double check and see. All right, let me just go ahead and start it and see what happens. And then I'll end this one. Okay, we'll see if he pops in. I'll go ahead and get it started. And if he pops in, I'll end my stream. Okay, I'm going to hit the record button. Whoa, this thing is not being nice here. Why is it doing that? Oh, Ronaldo's there. Okay, hang on. I'm going to end it here, folks. Okay, so, all right, ladies and gentlemen, I've just admitted Ronaldo. So let me hit the record button. Start recording. Let me go ahead and end this stream because Ronaldo's on with me now. So, all right, we'll catch you guys on Ronaldo. You'll be redirected right now. 466 people here. I expect at least 10 of you to show up on Ronaldo's show. At least 10 of you. Let's see what happens. See you guys over there. Bye.